Okay, hello friends. This just dropped today, at least today that I'm recording it. I'm guessing this is probably going to come out tomorrow, but welcome to the new series I'm going to be doing, apparently. I was planning on doing something different, and then this dropped, and I figured let's just switch over to that, because now is a good time to do it. This is going to be my experience playing through the Frosty Planet Pack, at least the state that it's in the beta right now. And I don't know how this is going to go. I think at least for this first video, I'm probably just going to commit to like 45 minutes or an hour of whatever my first impressions are, and we'll just kind of learn together and we will figure it out. There is literally nothing out for this right now, so we are flying blind, which is the way we like to fly anyway. So let's do it. Play beta. I guess we should start a new game of survival. Do we play on Spaced Out still, or do we play on the Frosty Planet Pack? Because I'm on the branch here. That just takes me to a link with their Steam page. Hopefully it'll be one of the planets we can pick. Let's try Spaced Out and see what it does. Scrambled DLCs. Ooh. Okay, well I guess we found it. Oh, you can like enable it on other asteroids. That's interesting. Asteroid Remix. What in the world? No, I wanna enable all these. Guarantee it. Yeah, I don't care what it is. Give me all of it. Let's play on whatever this is. It looks like choose additional content to remix in the game. Scrambling realities may cause cosmic collapse. That sounds pretty ominous. I don't know what to pick. Alright, I guess I'll just pick this one and see if that's good. I don't really want to mix it in with anything else. I just want to play on whatever's new, so yeah. Also, let's make this hard on ourselves. So let's set all of our settings to be pretty difficult here. I don't think there's anything new. At least this all looks the same. Let's not do care packages. Yes, stress reactions. Yes, teleporters. Yeah. And let's pick a random seed. There we go. That's the seed. I'll paste it down in the description below if you want to play along with me. I guess. If that's going to be enough to do it. So, sure, let's start. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to deprive myself of picking my duplicates here, because I kind of want to roll them for a minute and see if there's new traits and stuff. I have no clue what is in this expansion. I'm just looking at pictures and some videos and stuff like that. So we'll see what this works out to be, but this should be interesting. Alright. Nothing looks new here so far. Let me start with our typical that we would pick at the beginning. So, like, yeah. I feel like some of these are a little different, but I don't know. It's been a little while since I've looked at them. So one builder, one miner, and one researcher. Let's see if there's anything new here. So, oh, here we go. Frostproof, immune to chilly surrounding. A moon. He's a moon. There's clearly too many moos still left over from the last series. Duplicates tire quickly and lose body heat in cold environments. This one's immune. Okay, I'll take that. Sure. That's actually probably a really good dupe. Let's see. What do you have? Is there anything else? Let's try to get all new ones if we can. I don't know what's going to be here. Allergies? No. Another frostproof, so that's only the one I've seen so far. There's another frost... Oh, was that a new duplicate? Oh, I wish I could have seen, because I was just, like, looking down at the bottom. Come on, give me a new duplicate. Yeah, Freya! That is a mop of hair. That's amazing. Alright, we got Freya, also frostproof, which we probably should not do frostproof on the last one. Just so we could see. Actually, let's just re-roll this until we get a Freya that's not that. Hold on. You can, like, see a flash of a duplicate that's not, like, a real duplicate. They have, like, orange hair. There we go, Freya. Frostproof again! Ah! Give me a Freya that's not frostproof. Come on. Come on. Give me a Freya. Alright, if we don't get it, I'm just going to give up. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're taking Joshua. Because I haven't seen any other any other traits that are like that. Unless Freya always has frostproof, which is possible. Come on, give me a Freya. Please. Please, game. Boy, this is peak content right here. Okay, Freya may just always be frostproof, but we're going to take her even though she has anemic, which is a big problem, especially on this difficulty setting. So, what's our clever name for this? I did not plan for this at all. The Frosty friggin' folks. There. Ooh. Hey, new music stingers too. Alright, the ambient temperatures of this planet are inhospitably low. I'm so excited I can't even read. I'm like, unhospital? What's that? I've detected the ruins of a scientifically advanced settlement buried deep beneath our landing site. If my duplicants can survive the journey to the Frosty Planet's core, we could use this newfound technology to build a colony like no other. So, okay, they're clearly telling us to go down to the bottom. A snow tile. Is that a new thing I can build? Yeah, you build it out of snow. Hey, there's actually a use for snow now. What in the world is this? A phlox. Is there database entries for this? Okay, yeah, here we go. Fallen pike apples. What in the world? Oh, they make wood from their antlers. Okay. Interesting. They eat whatever these bushes are. Ugh. This looks like a booger. It's like a spiky booger. Clearly, you come for my commentary and not for my gameplay. Alveovera. What's this? What are you? Consume carbon dioxide and ice and form harvestable oxalite deposits. What? I guess these are supposed to be our means. Fertilization is ice. This is crazy. What? Everywhere I look, there's something new. This is insane. Okay. So, from what I'm gathering so far, this is the thing that's going to be producing oxygen for us. We can produce snow tiles, but there's like basically no cinnabar ore. That's like the place at the airport that you get some bad cinnamon buns from. Cinnabar ore, known as Mercury sulfide. Suitable for building power systems. What in the world? Okay, there's so much new stuff here. This is crazy. There's also some stuff down here. Oh, I can make wood tiles? Okay. I haven't even unpaused the game, and there's still so much stuff here. Alright, sureberry plant. This looks like, yeah, single food serving. This looks kind of like a muckroot. So I think those are just one-time things. Ideal flower. What does this do? Oh, decorative plants. These things are crazy. Okay, and we can't really see much further down. How cold is all this? -29. This is also cool because on my list of wants, I wanted to have more reason to keep your duplicants not cold. So I'd be interested to see what... Are they all using less oxygen than normal? Or is it just my imagination? Okay, no, it just recorrected. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Wait, is this new? No. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Okay, so we have a whole pile of wood. We don't have that researched yet, so it looks like all we can make are ladders, which you can make out of wood. Okay, that makes sense. It looks like we can make snow tiles, and I want to get over to these plants because that's going to be what's going to produce oxygen for us for a little bit. So yeah, and they also say to go towards the core, but there's igneous rock up here that I really want. So my instinct is saying we should go up first because that's where the good stuff is as far as I can see. The rest of this down here looks like not that. So yeah, if I can get up to the igneous rock, that'll at least help us out at the beginning. This is crazy. Okay. Let's go. So first thing I want to do, let's start building some ladders. Let's go up here. I'm going to keep some plants intact so that maybe we can use them for a Great Hall. Or rather for a nature reserve. This is also a wood pile. What's the point of storing this here instead of just in a regular storage bin? I don't know. It's pretty big. Yeah, it stores a finite supply, and it stores as much as a storage bin. I don't know what the point of this is. It doesn't seem like there really is one right now, but hopefully I'm just missing something. These ones also, when they're domesticated, are going to take the ice, but if I just leave them alone, then they'll produce what we want them to. Okay. Boy, digging ladders. That's definitely some peak stuff right here. We should probably build some beds. Oh, we need bathrooms. Joshua's starting to get cold. But he says that he has the... Oh no, he's the one that doesn't. Okay, we'll learn all about the coldness stuff with Joshua. Freya's got the craziest mop hair. That is pretty wild. Alright, let's build an outhouse. We have dirt, right, to fill this up? Okay, there's some over here, so I guess we could go get some. I don't think we've dropped any so far, so let's grab some dirt. There we go. I know how to move my duplicants, but thank you. Very inclusive. Cool slush geyser. Honestly, this is probably warmer than most of the stuff around. -10, and this is all -25. What the? This looks like a beefalo. Big old mop. Just 8. Okay. What does this do? Subsist on plume squash. They use reed fibers. Okay, so we're gonna get reed fibers from that. Interesting. Pike apple bush. These look like just makes food. Unbearably fragrant fruit. It's like durian. We also don't have a duplicant that can dig through this granite quite yet, but we can at least grab a few things of this igneous rock and start making tiles out of that. That'll help keep the center warm, I think. Actually, speaking of which, what can we do to produce heat right now? I don't know if we can really produce anything so that we can... Yeah, we're just gonna need to... Do these melt? Where's this melt at? Yeah, 0.6. Huh. Never had to think about my tiles melting before. At least not like at this start of the game. So, interesting, interesting. Let's bump up the priority of our bathroom. We're also gonna need a place for our duplicants to sleep. Is it warmer up here? No, it's still really cold. Also, this is the starter asteroid and spaced out, so I guess that there will be a whole bunch more. But I don't know if any of the other ones will be like that. Interesting. I guess we could start digging down as well, just to see if there's anything down there. So there we go. Start digging down. Keep this on high speed to hopefully keep it a little bit more engaging, other than me just being like, wow, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Although I'm sure that'll be 90% of this video. Okay, so... Yeah, someone needs to dig out this and get the bathroom all filled up. We also should probably start our research so we can start looking at that. But I do want to figure out what's around us. What is this? A lumen quartz. Carve this rock to release the lumens. What? Huh. More beautiful once it's been carved and displayed. Okay, interesting. Plume squash seed. What is that? It looks like a broken purple carrot. It's a carrot on its knees. Yeah, so it looks like a new food type. Man, this is wild. I feel like a responsible version of bee. Oh, Mercury? What? Refined metal. Does this make my duplicant sick or something? Oh, geez. I wonder if there's, like, new sicknesses and diseases in this that I'm not thinking about. Okay, I can't get further up here anyway because it's all granite, so I won't be able to go through this for a little while. So I guess I should explore in all the other directions. There's a vending machine over here. I don't know if they've got any candy bars. And this ice biome that's, I guess, a little colder. Ooh, sleet wheat. Okay, this is really good. Immediate access to sleet wheat is super overpowered. Okay, that's just one of those seeds. Nothing special there. Watch these have some kind of behavior that I don't understand that, like, wrecks my base in some way. Like, when you didn't understand what the pips really did, and they just, like, would mess stuff up and plant stuff all the time. Yeah, just more of these seeds, it looks like. We should probably get a research station going. And whoever is the super slow duplicant... Is it you? Are you super slow? Yes. We should probably stick them in a spot that they can... I'm going to deconstruct this, I think. Maybe I'll just leave it there, because I don't really know what it does. I probably should have planned this out a little bit better and created the place for our science lab here, because I've learned this mistake from before. When people were like, build your science stuff in this room. We're probably going to be able to rebuild this, and I don't understand what this is for, so I'm just going to get out of here. We're going to stop messing around and... Oh! Well... Oh, what's this? There's new food in here. I don't know how you pronounce this, but I've seen this in, like, Oregon Trail. Pemmican. Something like that. Whatever. Calorie-dense brick. That sounds like me. Alright, so he's starting to get very cold. Ooh, uninterrupted sleep because of a cold bedroom. Okay, interesting. So, we need to make a warm bedroom for Joshua, is what I'm getting here. So we have tiles that we can make out of igneous rock that I think will at least help. So this bedroom, I think we're going to put over here, and then we will put all of our science stuff there. Actually, we probably shouldn't commit to this yet. Let me get further down, and then I'm probably going to move these ladders in a spot that's a little bit better. Yeah, man, this is wild. Okay. Interesting. Alright, since we're at nighttime on the first day, and there's not a whole lot going on, I'm going to start building out my power and my room for research, which also is known as a lab, but I'm just going to call it a room for research, because I talk like a caveman when I don't know what's going on, apparently. So I'm going to do that and get all that stuff up, and then as soon as we find some new stuff, I'll come back and start recording again. Okay, we've got our lab done, which, what am I missing from this? 2 science buildings. Okay, I need a second one to get this. I guess I'll just put a second research station. And we learned before that we just need to have it in there. It doesn't necessarily need to be operational, so I guess we'll just do that. But it does have the light source, and we can at least start looking at the research tree. This is the worst room ever. So I guess we'll just build this. Boy, this did not turn out very good. Whatever. Alright. Just trying to speed run through this. Okay, so we'll get our science room up here, and then we will start researching, but let's look at the research tree and see if there's anything new. Oh, what was that? Why? Why are you doing this? Okay, I guess I'm just going to scroll around with the buttons. What's this? Oh, we already have that. Deep fryer. Huh. Okay, I need to look for stuff with the blue band. Let's see. Don't see anything new so far, at least except for the deep fryer, which we'll get to. Those are all spaced out things. Those are all spaced out things. I don't really see anything. Unless I'm just missing it. Huh. Oh, here's something. A wood block. Boy. Really need that. That's pretty essential. Okay, here we go. Ice liquefier. That's a really fancy way of saying some kind of ice melter. A liquefier. I don't know. I guess we'll just start researching the things that we typically would. So I guess we'll just start here and start researching our ability to plant food. So we will need to do that eventually, especially since we're going to have very hungry duplicants. These are one-time uses. Where's the ones that need more than that? Here we go. Pike apple bush. What does it take? Phosphorite. Okay. And it grows between -55 and -14. Okay. Hey, you're not supposed to be doing this. Also, Freya... Whoa, look at this. Freya's really happy. Freya's not that slow for being anemic, honestly. She's about as fast as the other two. Maybe just a little bit slower, so I'm not that worried. But once we get this all built out, we should be good. And I'm not going to restrict her to certain rooms. I was thinking about doing that earlier, but I think we'll just leave her alone. Also, since Joshua needs a warm room, I think I'm just going to build down here and have this be his room for a minute. Because this wood heater is here. I don't know where we would get more of these. I didn't see them in the research tree, but it's really hard to tell with how many little icons there are and what little things I'm looking for. So it's got to be in here somewhere, but I'm sure we'll find it. It's also possible... Oh, here it is. It's right here. Cool. Then we can make our... Actually, let's just research that and not worry about a room for him quite yet. So he needs a warm room. The other two really don't care. So we can start carving out rooms for them. I'll just put it like right here, I guess, for the other two, and they can just be in the same room. There we go. We'll build that for them. And then Joshua's room is going to need to be kind of far away. We're probably going to need an area that's like... Whoa, what the... That's creepy. We're probably going to need an area where we have heated rooms for the duplicants that actually need it, and then an area that's not. Because we still need to grow the food that we want to grow. These pike apple bushes, I guess. And we will need it to be very cold for them. So I don't want to waste all of the coolness that's here. And I would rather use that so we can at least grow that food. Is this going to keep it cold enough for that? Let me look. -14. Nope. Okay, interesting. Whole bunch of stuff over here, too, that we need to go look at. We will at least live off of sleet wheat for quite a while. I also wonder what kind of new food recipes there are. So I guess I'll put down a micro musher and see if there's anything new right off the bat. Oh, this is a new nighttime sound. Alright, so we have our laboratories. We should be getting our bonus here. Oh, interesting. A new alert for being exhausted. Okay. I wonder, lack of rest. They passed out from the fatigue. I wonder if them being cold, like, drains their energy more. Yeah, there you go. Chilly surroundings, -50. These two probably don't have that problem. So if that's the case, I might need to actually get down here and put this coat on, which is cool that we're also getting to a point where we need to worry about clothing for temperature control, because you really don't care about it that much in the regular game. Alright, so we have all the stuff that we need. Let's actually rush something else. I'm not that worried. Let's start getting up a wood stove for this. And we will get the rest of these buildings all, or rather these bedrooms all set up. Okay, so I'll set up those, and then once we have the research, I'll set up like a warmer area. We'll just like pick an area. Everywhere looks ridiculously cold, so I guess I'll just have an area that's kind of in the middle. Maybe further down or something like that for Joshua's room. But I also wonder if he's just in a coat, if that'll help out enough. So maybe that's worth trying first. Let me actually build a third bed, just in case this does work out. So let me get that down there, I'll put the coat on him, and we will continue. Our food's getting a little bit low, so I'm going to need to dig up some of these other plants to give us some more food. Oof, this is rough. Okay, interesting. Alright, I'll keep going off camera, and then I'll come back when something interesting happens. Okay, let's go into our Frosty printing pod, and let's grab another duplicant. Ooh, what is this? I don't think this has existed before, right? Tribute bonuses while alone. They're the only duplicant on a world. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll take this. We also need somebody that's eventually going to be doing some ranching. So, he will be a lone rancher. Welcome, Meep. He's also going to be very cold. We also got down to the coat, so let's put this on Joshua and see if he's able to sleep in a cold room like this. Yeah, okay, we did get his bed assigned, so that's good. And he just woke up immediately. What was up with that? So we need to grab the coat, and let's see what this does. There we go. Are you happy now? Chilly surroundings. We'll see what his... I bet his body temperature is probably lower than normal. So let's let him wear that coat for a little bit and see what it does. The other thing that's interesting is this. I don't know what this does, but research portal. Let's get in there and figure that out. We can just click unlock research, and I guess a duplicant's going to come up and do something with it? I don't know, but we'll see whenever they get there. That'll be interesting. I did build the micro musher. Nothing new here quite yet, but I am working towards getting some ways to plant some of these things, because we're going to need more oxygen. We will need more food to be grown. As you can see, our food is actually pretty low right now. So I definitely want to get that research out if I can. Is he happy now? Still unrested, but this could have been from before. It looks like it's okay. So I think being in a coat allows him to... Oh, interesting. Huh. Yeah, I think being in a coat made him happy enough to still be able to sleep in a cold room like that. Let's get in here and see what this does. And I think a duplicant has to get here in order to do something with this, right? Because it's not just doing it right away. Priorities. All. I can't change the priority of this. I don't know what this is doing. Cancel unlock research. What am I supposed to do with this? power it? No. Does it need, like, liquid of some sort? I don't even have pipes. I don't know. Anyway, let's get our farm tiles planted. So we're going to start getting those. How many tiles does this take up? It looks like just 2, so let's plant these pretty tight. Guess we'll just throw them all in here. This base is going to be a disaster, by the way. For our first time, we're going to make a mess. I don't plan on really trying to keep things very tidy, at least not until later in the game if we happen to get that far. We're also playing on an unnecessarily high difficulty, so we might just lose and have to start over, which I'm fine with, because that's how we learn. Oh. We've decrypted the research portal's final transmission. Wood heater, ice liquefier, wood tile. Okay, so I guess it's a way to... Maybe there's stuff that you can only get from this instead of from the research tree. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. It's actually... I like that a little bit better than the typical research way, so that's a pretty cool idea. Let's get some more research going here. As I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. I hate doing research this way, and then I go back and do it. We're going to need to probably ranch these things, but I don't really understand what the balance is of everything yet, so it's going to be a little bit tough. What else should we do? What else do we need right now? Guess if I don't really need anything right now, at least not that I can think of, might as well get some light bulbs so that we can work a little bit faster in the places that we're working. And then I guess just digging out a whole bunch of stuff to get seeds would be helpful. Could start ranching these. I don't know. It looks like they drop a pretty terrible amount of meat, so I'm not too eager to get that, but we also do need a source of wood. The person that's going to be very cold is going to be Meep, because we don't have a jacket for him. So I guess we could work towards getting... This is actually kind of interesting, because I was just thinking about this. We might need water for some things, especially for advanced research. So melting ice is going to have to be a thing, so I guess that building makes a lot of sense now. Did we assign skills to Meep or not? No. Okay. We're going to get him into ranching as soon as possible. Start planting these spike apple bushes. I want to call them spike apples, because that's what they sound more like, but pike apple, whatever. Okay, so we're going to get those. I will also probably start planting... Oh, these are so creepy. Probably also start planting some of these alveoveras or whatever these are called. Yeah. Just so we can get a little bit more oxalite. How much does this put out? Oh, there's a new category called sublimators. I didn't notice that. 35 kilograms. That's a lot. Wow. Maybe I could just leave these wild, and I wonder how much oxygen density we're going to get off of these, as long as we do harvest them well. So let me bump up the priorities of Meep here. Where are you? Farming and ranching. Okay. So, I guess it's complaining about the body temperature, though. Why is it so high? Is the dirt high? No, this area is still kind of cold. Well, this is going to be kind of a bummer if I just ruined all this and made it so that we couldn't plant there. Maybe I'll have to move it somewhere else, but I don't know why it's so hot in this area. Because the dirt shouldn't have been that hot. Unless, like... I don't know. It should cool down enough over time, at least, I think, anyway. So I'm just going to be very aggressive about digging. Once I get the skills to actually get in here and get to these sleet wheat, and this vending machine might actually be kind of useful. That'll at least help out our food situation for the time being, but yeah, guess we'll just keep pushing forward and keep expanding the best we can until we find something new to talk about, so I'll be on it. Well, it's cycle 6, and I've already got some starvation going on, which is a great start. Love it. I probably should have picked some difficulty other than the hardest difficulty on my first try. If I need to, I'll start exterminating some of these critters, but I think I can get in and create some stuff, or rather, grow some food or something like that. Is there new... Yeah, pike apple skewer. Gives me extra calories. Definitely want that. I also definitely want frost buns. We need to get in here and start getting this sleet wheat done, but we need somebody that's going to be dedicated to this, which... we don't have a skill point for right now, which is not great. I think we can just scrounge for the time being, because I do need to be able to dig around and get in those places. So we should have access to it now. And now that we have access, we can start getting in here and at least collecting some of the sleet wheat so that when we have a duplicate that can cook it, that would be ideal. I think the person that's going to come up and be ready to cook first is Meep, who I'm debating putting into a skill scrubber if we need to, but Meep is definitely at risk of starvation for right now, but I'm about to dig out a couple more pieces of food, so he should be okay, but it's not going to last for long. I do have these bushes starting to grow, and they don't produce a lot. This is like, seems like a worse version of meal lice from what I can tell. There's also some food right here. But yeah, if it gets too bad, I will start killing critters to survive off of that for at least a little while. So yeah, we're already scraping the bottom of the barrel here, and he is going down fast. This food ought to be something that he eats, so what I could do to make sure nobody else eats it. Where is this? Sureberry. Yes. We'll make Meep the only person able to eat that for right now. And then as soon as we harvest it, it should be good. Can we actually reach that right now? I don't know. What's your calories at? Oh, below 400. That's comforting. Okay, here we go. Now we should be able to get that. But we're still on basically no food for everybody else. So hurry up and eat. Eat. Stop clapping. Thank you. Okay. Jeez. Duplicants are about to die and they're celebrating. What is this? The other thing that I think we might need is we might need a room that is just for warm stuff. And I think the best route here is if we start melting ice, which is going to be my plan. I don't know where it is. Here we go. Ice liquefier. If we do that, I don't know what temperature it puts it out at, but we could start... Oh, never mind. We don't have any blossom seeds. I'm like so used to having everything that I need by now, but I don't think that we have anything like that. Let me see. I really doubt that we found any in here. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to have to survive off of what we have. So we're just going to have to survive off of these pike apple bushes, and hopefully cooking will come up here pretty soon. I may skill scrub one of them if I need to get it up quicker, but Meep should be at least a few cycles away before we get there. Ooh. Geodes and metal rich. Interesting. Guess it explains all these huge pockets of iron over here. Alright, so... But nothing new on the mesh or micro musher. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but we need frost spawns up. We need these to finish up, and we need to start cooking food. But we're already getting pretty dangerous so far. I guess if we can get in here and get these nutrient bars, that would help out a lot. I'm like inventing a way for me to struggle on the very first time playing through this. That sounds exactly like me. Okay, so we'll get in here, we'll get some nutrient bars. Let me re-allow everybody to eat these things. But, yeah, this is getting scary already. I'll just keep going as far as I can. If we're back in danger again, or if I find anything new, I'll let you know. I don't know if I'm going to create a room for warm stuff quite yet. I think our first priority just needs to be to not die, which is a good priority to have. So we'll be on that for the foreseeable future, and we'll see if we can stabilize on these pike apple bushes for the time being. Okay, we're still scrounging away, trying to not starve to death. Pretty good start, I gotta say. But something new that happened is the Bammoth made a big poop. And this, I think, is how we get phosphorite. Because I was actually wondering, if we're going to be burning so much phosphorite on this food, how are we really going to get a renewable source of it? So I feel like the ranching is going to have to be like a requirement at this phase of the game. So we're definitely going to start ranching these as soon as we can. As soon as Meep gets the skill to cook, I think we'll do that too. I do have the research for the skill scrubber, but I feel like that'll waste more time than it'll be worth. I'd rather keep them busy and doing stuff, because there's other foods that we can get for the time being to keep this rolling. The other thing that's pretty wild, too, is these things produce a crazy amount of meat. 25,600 calories. That is absurd. I'm pretty sure that's more than anything else in the whole game. So that's a lot. Printing pod, go away. We don't want any new duplicants right now. We're having trouble with the ones we already have. The other issue is I really need to get the setup going for creating clothes so that we can create a coat for our other duplicant who is very stressed out because of the cold right now and is no doubt going to start doing stuff that we don't want him to do because he is very upset. So that's going to be a thing coming up here pretty soon that we need to deal with. So I'm going to need to build the ice melter, and I'm probably going to build it in a room that's kind of like separated from everything else, so it's a little bit warmer. I also want to move these ladders over just a little bit. I don't want it to be this close so that when we build our advanced research station, it's a little bit closer. So I guess we use granite for this. Might as well not use our wood since it's going to be like a heat source eventually. These things are holding pretty steady in terms of like producing oxygen for these duplicants, so I'm pretty happy with how that's going so far. Haven't really needed to ranch any of them. I do need to remember to mark them for harvest though. There is a whole bunch of food sitting around, so we shouldn't have any like immediate starvation problems, but getting this food up is a much tighter corner than I expected it to be, so not super excited about how close it is, but we're getting there. So yeah, just gonna do some of that. Gonna try to get up to this beefalo, or Bammoth, whatever. Oh, it even starts with a B too. Oh, I guess a buffalo does too. That's not really that interesting. Oh, hey, look. Plume squash plant. This is one of the carrots on its knees. This would be very good to get as well. It takes ethanol as irrigation. What is this? Bonbon gourd. Nectar production halted. Eat snow. Entomb defense. This is so weird. There's so many new things that I need to learn about, but we'll get there, and we'll continue to make progress as I discover some random stuff here and there. I think the next things that we need to do is get our ice melting on, so we can get our advanced research, so we can make clothes for Meep. Otherwise, he's going to become more trouble than he's worth. He's just going to be having stress reactions and all kinds of fun stuff like that. What's going on with our food? I have 3 duplicants starving and no one's digging these up. Let's prioritize this a little bit more heavily. Dig up the food! There's also some being harvested over here. Okay, this is not comfortable whatsoever, but we're gonna stabilize, I promise. I promise I'm not as worried and it doesn't look as bad as it really is, so... Or the other way around. It doesn't look as bad as it is. It's worse than you think. No, I think we're okay, so... I think that we just need to get into a few more places. If I need to, I can kill this Bammoth for like tons of meat, and Meep will be able to cook soon. So we're going to turn the corner. We're going to make it, I promise. No one's going to die unless Meep flips out and starves to death in the meantime, which is a real possibility right now. No! Eat your food! Hurry, 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 hurry. You don't need to go anywhere else. Come on, eat the food. Okay, he'll at least live. Maybe. What's he doing? Okay, whatever. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, hopefully I'm going to absorb most of the stress of this and just sweat it out while hopefully the rest of watching this isn't that stressful. But the food situation has started to stabilize a little bit, but the issue that I'm hitting now is people are constantly stressed out, and I'm going to have to deal with that sooner or later, so I'm going to get a great hall set up right here just to help out with the morale needs. Meep is still being very slow about getting this extra skill point. Been waiting on that for quite a while, and I feel like he should have had it by now, but it's probably because he's been having stress reactions and not doing as many things as normal. See, here he goes, punching the ice. That's going to solve a lot. Here he is freezing and angry. I don't think punching the ice is going to help. He's very angry at the cold, so I think this is his reasoning for going off on this tile. So anyway, we need to definitely get their morale needs taken care of. We definitely need a way to get some reed fibers to make some clothing for Meep. Otherwise, I might just stick him in a room where he is just constantly warm and he can just like cook, and who knows what else we can have him do in the meantime. But him throwing tantrums and constantly being a starvation risk is definitely hurting things quite a bit. He's not doing a lot, but the other thing that I really need, that I'm also considering, is like, we need a way to ranch these critters so that we can actually get reed fibers. So I might be waiting on somebody else to get their skill point instead of Meep, so that we could have somebody else be the cook. If this goes any longer... Actually, you know what? I need to just stop being resistant to this. I don't know why I am. I'm just gonna grab a skill scrubber, and we're just gonna scrub Freya. And Freya will be the cook now. So we'll go ahead and throw it right there. A place that's pretty accessible, I guess. Well, is this less? It's about the same. So we'll get that. We'll get Freya skill scrubs. She'll be the cook since we're not going to be doing as much research for the time being, since our chief concern right now is really just surviving. We're not going to get too far into the tech tree as long as we're having such a hard time getting food. We are at least getting access to more areas that have more food. We're going to get more access to this bonbon gourd. I have no idea what this is. But we'll figure that out when we get there. It also requires light to grow, which is a little interesting. You can see the... where was it again? Or maybe that was just what it was currently in. Oh yeah, it's just currently lit with 300 lux, but it doesn't look like it's a requirement. Why is it showing up here and not somewhere else? What is this? Ah, a spigot seal. Okay. So they eat the bonbon gourds, and it looks like they produce ethanol. So, interesting. A critter that produces ethanol. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to try to get to that point. I think once we get cooking up, everything will stabilize a lot more. And I will just skill scrub Freya for the time being. She could double as a researcher and the cook. So that she can stay busy on both of those things, and we can get ranching up so that we can start getting reed fibers from these. I'm actually curious what this looks like when it's shaved. We'll definitely do that soon. But yeah, ranching, all that fun stuff is going to come up here in a bit, but need to get our great haul up. Need to make sure we don't starve to death in the meantime, which has been a serious threat. You may or may not notice less critters here because I had to kill something in a food emergency. So that definitely happened, and we used up some of these critters just for some meat early on, which we'll be able to replace. I'm not too worried about that, but yeah, just trying to get everywhere. Also, if I could dig down here and potentially find a sweater inside here, maybe that would help me meep out enough to the point that we wouldn't need to rush any ranching. So lots of stuff going on here. Yeah, so we'll keep going, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, we have finally managed to stabilize pretty well on our food now that we have got Freya assigned to cooking. So that has definitely helped out a lot. The next thing that we need to do and work on, though, is our advanced research, because we still need a jacket for Meep. He is very cold. I did rummage these 2 lockers down here. They both had snazzy suits in them, so that didn't help us out that much. Nevertheless, he's still wearing one just in the hopes that it actually helps out. There's an artifact in here. So that should hopefully help a little bit, but we still do need that. We first need the ice liquefier. This is the first time we're going to be building this. I have no idea how this is going to work. It does say which can be bottled for transport, so I feel like this just puts out water in like a bottle instead of like through a pipe or something like that, which I guess is good because I guess you need that before... No, that's regular research, isn't it? Just the piping? I think. Yeah, it's just right here. Okay, never mind. So we'll see what this does. Does this actually have plumbing coming out of it? Oh, how am I gonna know? Let's look at this. Okay, no, I don't think so. I think it'll just put it out in a bottle. So if I do this, then I think what I'm gonna do is this is gonna be like my warm corner. I'm going to do this in a very caveman way and just kind of shove it in the corner like this. So this is going to be melting ice, I guess, and producing a decent amount of heat. I don't know when the water actually gets emptied out, but we shouldn't need a lot of it. But I will want to put a supercomputer probably right next to it because this is going to be where like the warm area is. And I don't want this water to immediately freeze again back into ice because that's just a waste of time and a waste of resources. So we'll hook up the advanced research like this. I think the next couple things we're going to do is get that research done, get a coat for Meep, and then I think we might call it good there. Meep has been freezing this entire time, has been very upset about it, but bigger issues had to be solved for sure so that we didn't run out of food. So Meep, thanks for taking one for the team. Look at him, he's just so sad. He's all sick. He has food poisoning because someone didn't make any sinks. I don't know who that was, but I don't know how I would have made sinks without any water. So yeah, there you go. But anyway, so we've got Meep in kind of a bad spot here, but we'll get it all researched. We'll get the stuff that we need to create a jacket for him, assuming that we have all the supplies. We'll shear this Bammoth, and we'll get what we need out of that. Then I think, yeah, I think we're going to call it good, but the next thing we should probably be focused on is also ranching. So we need to be thinking a little bit about that too. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting, and we're gonna get there. Okay, one thing that's becoming a little bit more of a problem as we go on is these alveoveras are doing okay, but now that a lot of the natural oxalite has all effectively spent itself, well, I guess there's a couple more little patches here and there, but now that we've gotten to the point where it's not really helping us that much, we should probably plant some of these. So I think I'm just going to start putting them down here near the bottom because they need to be in carbon dioxide in order to function. Kind of similar to the oxyferns. So I'm going to definitely set some stuff up for this. It does take ice, and it looks like the body temperature is minus 80 to 0. So anywhere down there ought to be good. So I'm just going to put down a handful of farm tiles. I don't know exactly how many I'm going to need. Let's see how much this actually produces. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, well, I guess it's how much oxalite gets put out. So we'd have to do some math here. 2 cycles for 36 oxalite. That is a lot, or at least it feels like a lot. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm just going to plant a handful of them and just feel it out like I typically do with a lot of these numbers. I always find it easier to do that than to like do the actual calculations to figure out exactly what we need. But the problem that we're hitting is like if our carbon dioxide isn't being dealt with, so Freya's not researching very efficiently. So we definitely need to get these all built out so that we can get oxygen and carbon dioxide being consumed. So yeah, just kind of in a little bit of a rhythm here now, so that's good. We've at least passed the point where we're worried about starvation constantly. Meep is still getting upset from being cold all the time, but he's hanging in there, and we will get our advanced research, and we'll get him a jacket. Getting him a jacket is priority number 1, but we have a lot of things that we need to do before we can get there, so yeah. Will we get the jacket for Meep? Tune in this time at the end of the episode to find out. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see what this looks like. This is pretty good. Alright, so we now have some reed fibers. So Meep's jacket is on the way. These things will eat the carrot plants. I can't remember what they're called. Plume squash plants. Oh boy, a whole new set of things that I don't know the name of. They will take ethanol, which I don't have the right infrastructure for. But I'm just going to try to keep one of them for the time being so we can at least keep one of them alive and tamed. And then there's a little bit of ethanol over here that we can at least live off of for a little bit. The ethanol source, I think we're going to have to get it from these things. Yeah, here you go. There's ethanol being produced right now. So these things will produce nectar, and then I think these will... No, these will just eat the gourds, and then they will excrete ethanol. So there you go. Spigot seals are what's going to be our source of ethanol going forward. This is all mercury again. Again, I don't know if there's going to be anything special about this. For whatever reason, my brain has been trained that, like, mercury equals bad for brain. So I don't know if that's going to have anything to do with it, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm just going to keep this one alive for the time being. I guess I don't necessarily need to groom it either, but I do want to figure out the ranching for this type of stuff, so we'll probably move on and ranch these and the wood antler thingies, phlox, which is the name of a flower. See, I remember. The phlox, and we're going to also try to ranch these things as well, these spigot seals. Just going to get into all of the ranching probably next video, but for this one, I think we're just going to plant these. Yeah, we don't have a seed for it, so we should probably get one. Let me dig up this one, because it's not going to produce anytime soon. So there we go, and then we'll get the ethanol going in there to ranch these things as well, but we're getting closer. Meep's jacket is only a few research points away, but hopefully we're going to need only reed fibers for this. It'd be funny if we needed something else that I didn't know about. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, now I figured out why mercury seems bad. And that's because it's just melting at a temperature that's not great. So I don't know how long this textile loom is actually going to stay up, because some of the mercury that I brought to build this is already starting to melt. So I might need to build this somewhere else, or we might need to refine our own metal. So yeah, that's becoming a problem. I don't even know if this is close to being done or what's going to happen with this, but it's possible this will just instantly melt as soon as we build it. So Let me start a second one just in case. Probably put it way up here, I guess, because it's going to be cold enough that this mercury won't melt. Melting point is -38, so I think if we build it up here, we should be okay. Is this one still being built? I don't understand what's going on with this one. But first time I've ever had a problem building a building because the contents melt before it's done. I guess I should have figured that the mercury had a pretty, like, low melting point, I guess, or high melting point. I don't know what word to use here, but yeah, so that's definitely going to be an issue. So I'm going to have to build our textile loom way up here just to hopefully keep it cold enough. Let's just cancel this one. I don't think this one's going to complete because there's mercury already dripping out the side. So that's great. Get all this out of here. I have some bottled mercury here. Again, this doesn't seem good for my duplicants to be doing, but maybe, again, it's just a me problem and not actually a problem with them. So we're edging ever closer to getting this done, but we're being trolled once again by something that we don't quite understand yet. So we're almost there. We will get Meep's jacket, and then, well, assuming that we can even build it. So I guess we'll find out, and we'll hopefully get him warmed up. Okay. Every time I build the building, it just melts. So there's got to be some, like, minimum temperature that it can't be built at. Because this is definitely cold enough to keep the mercury solid. So, yeah. That's apparently a thing. And this also means that we're going to have to probably refine our own metal to build this. So, I guess I'm just going to have to get into the research for our crude method of metal refining. Which, actually, we already have. Okay, never mind. We can get this up quicker than I thought. So, here we go. Let's get our rock crusher up. And once we get that up and we get the supplies done, finally, hopefully... This is also assuming that we can refine this ore. If not, I'm going to get in here and get some iron. So, yeah. We will get this eventually. Jeez, this is taking forever. Okay. Finally got some metal refined. And I just had to refine iron because apparently cinnabar ore turns into mercury, which I didn't know, but apparently that's a thing. So yeah, let's get this warm coat produced. We only need 4 reed fibers for it, so as soon as we get that created, Meep will finally adorn his jacket. He will stop freezing his butt off when he's trying to sleep. And things will be much more comfortable, and then I will be happy taking an episode break here and calling it a day. Alright, yay, here we go. Meep is finally in his coat. We have been trying to get this for the last long while, and this is the most silly thing that we've ever tried to chase in terms of getting somebody dressed just so that they can live in the colony comfortably. So Meep is now resting, somehow had 100% and not having a stress reaction, so thanks for that. Yeah, now he's dropping, and he shouldn't be bothered by this anymore. This is the first good night of sleep Meep has had this entire time. So let's all be very thankful that Meep managed to get a coat, because it is going to be helping us tremendously. So, I think that's it for the first episode. I'm going to try to play this all the way to completion. Of course, we are playing on the hardest difficulty, so I really don't know if I'll be able to do that. But I'll try to get new episodes out as soon as possible, and this should hopefully be a little bit quicker and easier than the previous series, because I'm just going to be playing for fun and kind of just commenting on all of the new things that I see and making up some different builds as we go, so it hopefully shouldn't be too complicated. But that's going to be the plan. I'll be back very soon with more episodes, so stay tuned, and I'll see you then.